Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. Got a bit of a fun video today. I wanted to introduce a new concept that I'm working on at Collector Arthouse with some of the sorcery artists. At least one of the ones I'm going to introduce this concept with, and hope to do this with a couple of others that operate in a similar genre. So let me start with scrolling down. I'm at the www.collectorarthouse.com page, and this is the Sorcery Art Gallery page you can find across the banner at the top. And there's a particular image in here where I'm excited to introduce this concept. I floated it in Discord, and it was pretty fun and exciting to some of the guys that are really into both playing the game and the artwork for the game. Um, I think they come mostly from a gaming background, but the artwork in this game captures everybody's attention, whether you're a gamer or not. You're immediately drawn to it. And what's really cool about it, actually, as I think about this, there was a Team Covenant video the other day, and shout out to those guys. Thank you for showing off I sent them an embellished print, and they showed it on their stream, which was very nice of them. So I appreciate that. And while they were showing that and talking about the game, there was somebody that commented in the live stream chat that this was the first time in a TCG that they actually paid attention to the name of the artist on the artwork. And that's kind of really what I'm all about as well. I love the artwork of this game. That's what immediately drew me to it. And a lot of the efforts that I do draws attention to the artists themselves and their backgrounds. I started my website right here that we're looking at, collectorarthouse.com, for the primary purpose of interviewing the artists. So I have a lot of interviews. If you go to the interviews and articles page, I've done a lot of interviews. I think I've done 12. I got a 13th coming, by the way, as well. And I will be selling some original artwork from that particular artist. But anyway, the comment made was that, again, this was the first time they actually paid attention to the artist for the artwork, which is really cool. It's something that I'm emphasizing and focusing on, and just kind of like a theme I want to promote and encourage, because the artists are great. And it's really, I think, one of the major things that makes this project special. I know the company's very serious about the gameplay as well, but let's be serious. His art is incredible, and it deserves to be applauded, and a spotlight shown on the artists that are creating the amazing artwork. But anyway, I digress on that. The one I wanted to show here is the Rel Dromedary by Caio Calazans. So I did an interview with Caio that's also on the webpage there. But I was talking to him recently because we've had some success doing some hand embellished prints that the community has really loved. And I wanted to reach out to a couple of the artists that I'm also working with. Is Elwira Shakarova and Marta Molina. And Caio Calazans is kind of the third, and I lumped those three into a category because they all kind of earn their name through Magic the Gathering card alters. So I had this idea, first I wanted to do the hand embellished prints. A lot of the paintings were acquired by Eric himself, the game creator, and then a lot more were scooped up very early on by early enthusiasts of the game. So paintings are getting pretty scarce, right? So I had this thought to say, let's see if there's a market for hand embellished prints. And I think they're pretty special. They look awesome. They're kind of like the next best thing you could get to the originals, and they come at a price point that's significantly orders of magnitude cheaper than the original painting. So it also appeals to a different market and makes these products available for more budget conscious folks, or people just simply can't afford originals, or they're just getting into art and they just kind of want to dip their toes in the water and acquire something more than the commoditized unlimited print, and get something specially done by the artist, special touch with these embellishments, and signed, and the whole deal, right? So now the concept I'm introducing tonight is taking that to the next level. I want to work with the altarist artists and start doing some print altar concepts. But not just that, also crossovers between works across sorcery. And then I'm not going to preview this tonight, but even beyond that, we have an idea that I'm working with Caio for a homage to one of the other artists from some work they did in an earlier part of their career. So I'll just leave it at that. You could probably speculate at what that might be. But, in talking to Caio, he had this hilarious idea. And actually where it stems from, before I get into it, I wanted to point out this video. Louis from Kitchen Table TCG did this interview with Eric Olofsson on March 9th. And what was that? That must have been around the Kickstarter time, maybe during the Kickstarter. But in any case, it was a good video. He did a good job. There's a lot of interesting insights and commentary from Eric that were teased out through the questions. And about 23 minutes in here, I'm not going to play it now. You only got to spend a minute here. Listen from about 23 minutes or a few seconds before that until about 24 minutes. And he talks about the Doomsday device. And let me just recap it for you since I'm not going to play it. He talks about the Doomsday device is this hilarious card where it kind of ticks down over the course of 3 turns and then it explodes. So Eric was asked to describe a little bit about the flavor of the game, and he chose this iconic card and mechanic, the Doomsday device. And he described how you want to carry that on the back of he called it the lowliest of lowly minions. So he was talking about the Dromedary, because it's a very simplistic, cheap to play minion, kind of ho-hum, right? And otherwise, it's just like a pawn, essentially. You want to use it purposefully to do something, but on its own, it's kind of just like a nothing minion or a creature, right? So as it turns out, it's the ideal combo card because you carry the Doomsday device on the back of the camel, and then you try to get as close to the avatar as you can, and then it has this splash damage effect, as you kind of see depicted on the card, where you can just do this explosive big damage to that avatar ideally, or to a bunch of board pieces in that general vicinity, pretty large vicinity too. It has a big splash effect. So I was talking with Caio, and he kind of remembered that story, and he was like, "Hey, I had this idea." I said, "Hey, I want to work with you, Caio, to do a hand embellished print." And he came back and he said, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." He's been watching some of the other auctions and was into the idea. He does a lot of magic altars even till this day, and I'm sure he'll do it for sorcery as well. But he said he had this concept inspired by Eric's video to show this camel carrying the Doomsday device. So I thought that was pretty awesome and hilarious, and it's also like a very creative and unique opportunity, going back to the Team Covenant comment or the viewer watching that show, of uniting gamers with bringing them closer to the art and making that sentimental connection tighter. So this is a beautiful way of merging gamer and art enthusiast, I think, where the artwork is going to represent a particularly flavorful aspect of the game. So you can imagine like displaying this or having this on your wall, playing the game, and this is one of the key combos you're going to be trying to pull off. It's just kind of cool to bring that to real life through artwork, which I can't think of an example of how that has happened before outside of perhaps in the altars community. Altars can be pretty varied and random, so I don't know if that particular thing has been attempted, but I can't say I've seen it in artwork yet. So anyway, I have a mock-up, and I'll show you the first one that Caio sent me. Here you go. So what I did was I reached out to Elwira Pawlikowska, very nice artist that did the Doomsday device, and there you have it right on the hump of the camel. So it's pretty hilarious. He has it strapped up, carrying it on his back, and this looks very similar to how Elvira did the actual Doomsday device, and he did this kind of X over the eye, and you'll kind of see what that means in a moment. But this was kind of like the initial drawing mock-up that he did. You can see he's incredibly talented. This looks a lot like the original, a lot of detail in there, and just looks incredibly flavorful, just like you would get in the game, right? And then today he showed me the final version, and that's the reveal I wanted to show you guys today. So before I do so, I just want to say there's going to be 10 copies of this. Although we're kind of playing with the idea of whether we want to do 10 just like this or some slight deviations to that, including the concept that I teased earlier, where we might do yet another third layer of crossover concept with a homage to another artist that could kind of play into this based on one of that artist's iconic works. I'm trying hard not to say he or she to give it away, but I think he's going to be working a SketchUp mock-up of that one too, and then we'll decide. But in any case, he's looking to do about 10 of these, and we'll kind of see how that resonates. I showed it in the Collector Arthouse Discord, and I linked that in the notes below, so definitely come check that out. I usually preview things there and spitball ideas with the community. as I'm working with the artists, working with a lot of artists at this point. So there's going to be a lot of exciting, fun ideas coming to fruition. So Kyle will be the first of this ilk, and then we'll see maybe Marta and Elwira will get on board. But let's go to the final now. So this is just a drawing markup, and then I'm going to show you the first one that he did with the painting. And boom, there it is. Incredible. So it's pretty funny that it's like sitting right on top of the hump of this camel. It's just kind of like just like a camel out in the middle of nowhere, right? I remember Eric talking about this one fondly a couple times, even beyond this example, but he just thought it was like beautifully placed, just the scenery. He's just kind of like in the middle of nowhere, like what's he doing? Just strolling along. Where's his owner? Is he lost? He's just kind of indifferent. Just an animal out there in the world, right? And then what he did is he put this red mark here, and he said he wanted to give like a menacing type look, like he's up to no good. So that's another creative twist. I'd like to get some feedback. If you guys would comment in the notes, please, and let me know what you think about that. On the one hand, I think that's pretty hilarious that he's taking this kind of ho-hum, just ordinary looking camel. Let me go back to the original, or actually to the website is the true original, right? He's just soaking in the sunlight, right? Just taking it easy. And then he has this menacing up to no good look, right? So that's one play on it. I also think it'd be kind of funny to preserve the original, where again, he's just strolling along, doesn't really realize what's on his back and what it's capable of. And then 3 turns and boom, he basically blows up the world. And, that's what Sorcery is all about. It's about those experiences, the very experiential game. And to have art represent a key mechanic in the game, I think is pretty fun idea, and hopefully one you guys are excited about. The size on this one, we're going to try this a little different. This is A4, I think you said, print, so it's about 8 by 10 inches or so. So it's a little more manageable. The prints I just did for the Philosopher's Stone and for the Elemental Avatars are very large. They're more like roughly 16 by 20 inches. So they're pretty big. 8 by 10 is more traditional for cards. Most artists that do work for cards do it in that form factor, so to speak, because it scales nicely to a card. You don't lose anything when it translates. So anyway, this is it, guys. This is just the first one. It's kind of like a test run, trying things out, gauging interest across the community. And if interest is there, we'll do a series of 10 of these and try to come up with some more fun ideas. So if people have ideas, drop them in the notes. Let me know what you think about the eye, if you like that kind of red accent on there, if you want to preserve the original. Some guys had some funny ideas where for the 1 through 10, maybe like as you get towards the lower prints or the higher prints, however you want to slice it, you have this wick getting shorter and shorter and ticking down. That's pretty funny and creative idea, but I think it only prevails in the context of knowing what all 10 were, so I don't think since it doesn't stand alone, I'm not sure that it would work, but there's probably some other fun ideas. I actually have, I don't know if I should say it now, but when we get to artist proofs or card alters, I think there's some pretty cool things that could be done with the Doomsday device and with this crossover concept, as an alter with Caio to do then. So we'll hold off on that. That's probably who knows, 5 to 6 months away, maybe less. Hopefully the game will be out there soon, maybe 4 months. So anyway, there it is, guys. Hope you like that. I'll try to keep this video a little shorter. Again, drop a note in the comments there. Let me know what you think about this work, or if you have other crossover ideas, or what you think about crossover artwork in general, between 2 different artworks within the game. And also kind of trying to convey through artwork actual mechanics of the game. Pretty cool, I think, but would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks, everybody. Check the links in the comments section. Please like and subscribe and share the video. Appreciate all the support, and hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye.